Okay, now I'm okay. Now this is funny as hell. So I'm scrolling through my YouTube videos from oldest to newest, and before I before I realized there were a couple of music videos I did before I realized that I had to put copyright notices like I do not make any money off this video. This is just, and then such and such and such and such. And so there are two of my videos that I had forgotten that at the time I didn't realize that. It took me up until my like third music video that to realize about the YouTube copyright, which is weird that um I'm actually kind of surprised that those two videos are up. I won't say which two, but let's just say it. I'm surprised that they're still up after all this time, and I ain't gonna say which two because I don't want to get them removed. But to me, that's kind of funny that during my third music video, which was Steve's song, go check that out. And honestly, go check out my entire catalog of videos from my TV reviews to my music videos to my movie reviews and my life series, which I guess all my videos can be categorized as my life, even the movie reviews, because I have seen the movies, which is just freaking weird that I honestly wish I had. I might actually have to re record those and redo them because I honestly at the time did not realize I was breaking copyright without I I had just gotten started with my current YouTube channel, and it was the first few times I've ever posted music videos of myself playing music, and I do not know how it took me this long to realize that I had forgotten the copyright. I do not own the music to this video. It's just me doing what I love to do type of deal, which I find really, really, really funny that I should have known about copyright with how long I have been playing guitars. I've been playing since a week from my 8th birthday. Do not ask how I know that it's been that long. I just know that it's been that long because um, we used to go over to my grandma's house like once or twice a week. Maybe I'm sure my mom will correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I know that I remember what it was my I remember my uncle had this spot in grandma's house where he had his guitar propped up, which is now my most prized possession because of a conversation I had with my cousin the day of his celebration of life, which, God, I can't believe it's been so many years. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. And I remember the last time I saw my uncle because I was getting ready to go over for my weekly guitar lesson, and I had just gotten over being sick and my throat was still a little scratchy, which honestly my throat's always dry, so I couldn't tell if it was the fact that I had just gotten over being sick or if it was just the natural scratchiness of my throat. If I would have known what I had, I won't say what I learned a couple hours after that, but if I had known what I knew at the time, I would have just said screw it and have gone into my grandma's house for my guitar lesson. For personal reasons, I won't say what my mindset was that day, or rather, that split minute and a half to 3 minutes. But I remember, I felt like I felt like I was I was over being sick, but I still felt like puke at the time, because sometimes when you're done with medicine, like prescriptions, it's you still aren't 100% those uh for a couple of days after. What and this is what honestly pukes me the F off. The next day, I felt 100%. And I was so puked off at myself because of not being able to walk through, well, quote unquote, walk through that door and have my weekly guitar lesson with my uncle. I That was not a good day for me because, well, like I said, I missed my weekly guitar lesson, and then I can't remember how long after that we had his celebration of life, and my cousin told me what he told me, which I don't think I'll ever forget what was said that day. It was, the gist of it was, a couple days before, my cousin had talked to my uncle, and my uncle was like something to the effect of, make sure Isaac gets this, which, this being the guitar, because he, my uncle knew I would get the most juice out of it, which, now that I think about it, it took me like 6 to 9 months after my cousin told me that to even remotely want to pick up the guitar, because I was like, in my mind, I was like, why would I want to pick up the guitar after losing my teacher and one of my and honestly, he was one of my closest friends, still is to this day, even though it's just through strumming or working on a new song or even practicing for a music video, which I honestly am surprised I'm not doing right now, even despite how early in the day it is, late at night it is, which I do find kind of funny that I can feel the pull of my guitar, although it is just propped over by my door, which I will not show right now. But let's just say what my uncle's what my uncle called the musician's itch is very, very strong, and it's just crazy how often I get that. I get it whenever I'm listening to music or just meditating. I even get it, which isn't that rare for me when I'm meditating to get it. It's just as common for me to get the musician's itch when I'm in a state of clear mind and nirvana, or just even deep in thought, and the the thought of it, of wanting to play, pulls me to my guitar. And right now the pull is very strong. But like I said, 6 to 8 or 9 months later, after his celebration of life, and my cousin handed me the guitar, my uncle on his brother actually, my other uncle, his brother actually sent me the a video of the song that he had, my late uncle had taught me to play over the years. And I'll be damned if the second I hit play on that video, I did not, and by that I mean I did walk, well, quote unquote, walk over to the guitar, and as soon as I hit play on that video, it was like, to me, those 6 to 9 months didn't happen, and I had been playing all along, which is just wild that my uncle would just randomly send me a video of that song, which, as I said, was, as I've said in previous videos, was Return to the House at Pooh Corner, one of my favorite Kenny Loggins songs. And it was honestly thanks to my uncle that I even remotely wanted to pick up my guitar again. Like I said, it was not a good, it was after that conversation with my cousin, it, well, actually it was a dark spot in my life before his celebration of life, but after after my cousin handed it to me, I looked over at my mom and was like, I didn't verbally say anything to anybody. I just looked at my cousin and was like, and my expression was like, even with what you said, are you sure you want me to take this? And I didn't even have to say it. He just handed me the guitar and was like, his words to me were the exact words that I said already, that his dad wanted me to have it because he knew I'd get the most enjoyment out of it. If he had only, if I had only known that for those 6 to 9 months that I wouldn't be able to play it, it was really a dark time for me, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to play again and that I've been able to play for years. It's even now, talking about it, and the fact that the fact that I had at some point wanted to just turn all my guitars into wall hangers and give up being a musician. It is one of the it was one of the hardest decisions I had ever even remotely had to make, but it was like I said, it was thanks to my uncle that I had been able to get over that, and now I'm the musician that I am today. And it's like I'm maybe 34 going on 35 in the next 6 months, but it's it's like I still have that musical talent of seven that 7-year old going on 8-year old. And it's just a real reality shock that I've been playing for almost 30 years. Well, 26, going on 26, but you get my point when I say 30 years. It's just wild to think that that 8-year-old, that 7-year-old was even remotely thinking about giving up on his dream. I, I feel a lot better now than I did all those years ago. And if I could go back in time and stop myself from never for even thinking about giving up on my dream, I would do that, but I can't do that. I can only look forward to the future, which is always bright, and it just seems to be a really bright future for me now that, well, sort of, but I digress. I'm looking forward to playing more music, writing more music whenever I get the chance, which is actually quite often. And to have my twist and write pens and pencils in my notebook, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm your host, Isaac Brummett. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. I know I sure as hell will. Peace out, y'all.